following program is an exclusive Disruption Networks production.
Get excited. It's the Electric Company Reunion Party Friday, July 20th at Wakely's 700 Varick Street. That's right, 700 Varick Street, the old EC. We're getting the gang back together, and we're partying old EC style. Peter Prince and Moonboo Lover will be providing the live entertainment. It's only a $5 cover at the door. Live broadcast from the D, raffles, games, prizes, and a few special announcements we're going to be making on this night. Get excited, because you know there ain't no party like an EC party, because an EC party don't stop. Friday, July 20th at Wakely's. See you there.
The Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley was born when three top producing agents with over 25 years of combined experience selling real estate joined forces to take real estate to the next level. We practice with honesty, integrity, and the knowledge to help make the buying and selling process easy and stress-free for all of our clients. We pledge to always make our clients our top priority from start to finish and even after the house is closed. We will always be a valued resource for information and assistance for our buyers and sellers. Our customers over the years have become not only past clients, but great friends. As we join hands together as the Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley, we look forward to serving our clients and our community and making a positive difference. You can reach us at 315-601-9630 for all of your real estate needs.
Hi, this is attorney Nick Pasalacqua. The team of attorneys I have assembled at Pasalacqua & Associates has been carefully hand-picked to include the best trial attorneys in the particular areas of the law that we practice. Have you been charged with DWI or any other crime? Members of our team include former assistant district attorneys, now fighting to protect your rights 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have you or someone you love been seriously injured in a motor vehicle accident? Members of the team at Pasalacqua & Associates include former insurance defense attorneys, now fighting to ensure that you get every penny you're entitled to. If you need legal help quick, don't waste your time or money calling anyone else. Remember, for legal help quick, you better call Nick and the team at Pasalacqua & Associates. 315-500-NICK or 315-500-6425 or visit cnytriallaw.com today.
Wrestle Fandom Radio, Disruption Network, Stu Garrett rated R, ZB on the set first, Utica, New York, them CNY wrestling fans, giving you results like attendance, heads are in the stands, rumors in advance, who's returning, who got injured, we're paying homage to the legends going through the tenure, I had to spit it on wax, we give opinions and facts, all the latest updates, who was getting the strap, who was getting pushed, who was heating, who was cheating, who got buried for a top spot and who was leaving, what you think of TNA, what you think of the E, who's the best in Ring of Honor, who's in NXT, also Lucha Underground and New Japan Pro, AAA in Mexico, you know this is the fan show, we do this for the love and show it locally, this is what a wrestling podcast's supposed to be, Disruption Networks, Wrestle Fandom Radio, reviewing the pay-per-views, talk about your favorite show, hear about who made the news, latest on the internet, what's the shooter, what's the work, who's the champ's biggest threat, Disruption Networks, Wrestle Fandom Radio, reviewing the pay-per-views, talk about your favorite show, hear about who made the news, latest on the internet, what's the shooter, what's the work, who's the champ's biggest threat, do you hate Roman Reigns?
Yo.
That's how we end it.
That's how we end it.
You hate Roman Reigns?
Do you hate Roman
Do
Reigns?
you hate Roman Reigns?
What's up? It's your first live feed of Wrestle Fandom Radio on the Disruption Network. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it.
Yeah. This shit brought to you by the New Balance Sex Offender 7s.
We want to thank all the sponsors that are actually running up on the feed.
Thank you.
And but especially the Vignetto today for giving us our first wrestling guest, Mr. Ben Hamin.
Yo, law infidels, that's right. Back crispy and clean. It's Ben Hamin, ready to disrupt your network and keep it obscene, infidels. Here we are. Who wants a $5 face slap? You're the first one to step up.
Somebody's getting it at the end of it.
I might.
Somebody.
I might have to get a $5 face slap.
Dude, you need it. You need it.
You know what? After today, I think maybe we all need one.
Have you ever been in a fight?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, all right, never mind. If you haven't, I was going to say I'll pay for the face slap.
Yeah.
He thought you were so nerdy.
No
you've
more
never been
glasses.
into a
You'll
fight.
wake up tomorrow 20/20 vision.
Well, no, Garrett's a nice guy. He just doesn't come off as the fighting type.
No, he doesn't. But
No, not only.
Fighting with his own
Have I-
sexuality. That's what he's fighting
Oh, I got burned already.
Pathetic.
Damn it. Not only have I been in fights, but we did Backyard Wrestle for a long time.
That's right.
So
Never
so
mind.
I've been hit
forgot.
with many things
So-
by my own friends.
I've known this cat for like 20 years. I didn't even know they had a backyard wrestling like fed.
Yeah.
And I go, how long you do it for? I'm thinking like 6 months. He's like, 4 years.
5 years.
really,
5 years.
Five-
I
Wow.
fucking didn't
Yeah.
see one show of this, and it was for 5 years.
Yeah.
Shows how much of in the loop I am.
It was awful. So anyways,
I just wrestled my first backyard show in Toronto last weekend.
Oh shit.
Oh wow.
Yes, man. After 12 years in the biz, I finally do a backyard show, but Colt Cabana was on it, Chris Masters, and Jake the Snake Roberts. So not your average backyard.
that's definitely not your average.
No, not
in
at
front
all.
of 400 Orthodox Jews with 5-star catering.
Did they get their $5 face slaps?
They got their $5 bris. I was out there cutting cocks all night.
Hamin, you said Colt Cabana was there.
Yes, he won the Jewish title, which I plan on crushing him and taking that away.
Absolutely. But now, are you cool with that cat? Like, you get along with him enough, at least? To where you
Yeah,
don't
we
have to
get
smack
along
the shit out of him?
acquaintance-wise. We've had a couple, run-ins at OVW where things might have got a little heated, but I was invited into the clique back then. But,
Okay.
it's Colt Cabana. I got to give him his respect. Without
Absolutely.
Colt Cabana, there'd be no big wrestling podcast going
Yep.
on with it. There'd be no ProWrestlingTees.com.
Yep.
So you got to give the guy his props on his hustle, man.
Oh.
And the big court case they just won.
Yeah.
I'd be sued 10 times over for all the shit I say
Yeah.
about Nia Jax if
Girthquake.
if they lost, then I would be liable possibly. But they won, so now I'll make fun of everyone.
You might have heat with their cousin The Rock, though.
She might have heat in between her thighs
That's
rubbing
right.
together.
Now, does Cabana know how you're not a big fan of his best friend CM Punk? Does he know that? Have you ever talked about that?
Not that I've talked about it. I've seen him do a couple things where he knows.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he would look back and change some of his own behavior. But I'd seen some things at OVW that just weren't the right way to go about things and handle business when you're dealing with guys who are under you in your contract. And they didn't want to try and pull that shit on me because they knew even back in the day they'd get the shit kicked out of them. So.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. That's dope, man, that you're working with all these names in the game, so to speak. You know what I mean? And you're making your name in the game. You know, you already have, but it's kind of elevated the past year or so, per se.
It definitely has with hackerhamin.podbean.com to have my brothers, the Conspiracy Horsemen, Stevie Richards from the BWO, obviously my big brother Stevie, we're in contact all the time. My man Big Sal Allah, Big Sal from the FBI, ECW era, and actually he and I first met when I was getting something done on video for a friend of mine's comedy album, and then we hooked up at OVW, and then Greek God Papadon is just, an independent wrestling legend. So to have all these guys and pushing us forward, and my time at 2CW, my time at OVW helped push me forward. Obviously, I got a lot of opportunities to work with, big name people.
Absolutely. And, this past weekend at Kennedy Arena in Rome, New York, you had basically their, biggest show of the year named after you. All Bin.
Yes,
All
that's
Bin.
right. It's all been.
That's awesome.
Now-
It's your own event.
You guys, you won a 6-man tag.
Yes. Victory, Hamin.
You made Dick Justice tap out.
Yes, put the fish hooks in him. You see it in his fat face? I could barely get my hands wrapped around his fat mouth.
But see, you're here today with the Dynasty Tag Team Championship,
Yes.
right? Okay, but you are really yourself solely are the Tag Team Champions.
Well, Conspiracy Horsemen are,
Right,
so I can choose any partner I want.
Exactly.
You
Kind of
heard
like a New Day thing. Where,
Well, you heard of Freebird rules and New Day
Freebird rules,
There's
that's right.
4 of us, and there's only 3 of those morons.
That's
so
right, yeah.
even we up the game, so you never know who you're going to get.
It's the bin rule now.
That's right, all been. And they tried to block me from going to All In, but even that might be changing soon enough, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes was so fearful, he blocked me on Twitter, and then he unblocked me because he was afraid of what was going to happen.
Yeah. Well, he's riding the Ben Hameen wave right now.
Yes,
is what it
everybody
is.
is.
He knows the fucking deal. Cody, wise choice, my friend. Wise choice.
Wise choice.
if he hears this. Well, anyway, anybody got some questions for Hamin here? Well, he's here. What's going on? Anybody come prepared with some?
For anybody tuning in with us, why don't you tell us how you got started?
YOLO, yes. Started in OVW, Ohio Valley Wrestling, when it was WWE's developmental before there was NXT or FCW, And there were contract and non-contract guys. Right when I was leaving, kind of came in and took Santino Morella's apartment. At that time, let's see, who was there?
Santino Morella.
Yeah, the Major Brothers, Vladimir Kozlov was there. Who else that you would know contract-wise? Beth Phoenix.
What about the Bashams?
Bashams had already left and kind of were even already off the road.
Yeah,
Prime
right.
Time.
Yeah.
Spirit Squad.
Because this was right after like Lesnar and them left,
Nick
right?
Dinsmore, was he called up yet?
I trained with Dinsmore as well. Yes, so Eugene, OVW hero pretty much, and Rob Conway from La Resistance was one of my first rivals that I had, and Pat Buck from Wrestle Pro. If you're on the East Coast, Wrestle Pro as well. So, I'm definitely a Rip Rogers guy through and through. Old school training from a guy who call you a fat bastard and make you throw up in the garbage can and then get your ass in there and get your ass kicked some more. It was a crazy time. I mean, CM Punk was champ and Jack Swagger, all of those guys were coming up. Bad News Barrett and Drew McIntyre. That was pretty much the top guys in the locker room at that time.
That's fucking dope, yeah, because, Drew McIntyre's doing his thing right now with your boy Dolph.
Yeah, both of them are excellent. I was lucky to be around them, to see them both have some crazy matches. And even Ty Dillinger versus Cody Rhodes, probably one of the best feuds I ever saw live. They did a year program. They were best friends. Ended in a big cage match. Awesome stuff at OVW during that time. So, trained with Rip 2-3 days a week, do 3 shows a week in TV, and I ended up writing TV for the student show and then the main roster show. It was a great time, but that's wrestling college. I mean, you live it every day, constantly. We all live together in an apartment complex, so it's tape review, video games, and on the road every single day, pretty much.
And Rip's an old school guy, right? He's like, he teaches psychology. He's not easy on you, but he's probably like one of those like 1,000 push-up a day guys type.
You can go on his Twitter right now. Actually, it pisses me off because what I paid $5,000 for, he gives away on Twitter for free now. Son of a bitch. But yeah,
but they're probably not even taking heed, half of them, with their these high spot monkeys.
They don't, unless you have Rip there calling you a dumb cunt to your face. It's tough to really get it, but then the other part of that is we go and do these house shows when I was super green, setting up the ring, and then I would just sit next to Al Snow, and Al would give me these lessons of what's going on wrong right here, and then he would correct it. So I kind of got classroom lessons from Al, and in-ring get your ass whipped lessons from Rip.
Yeah,
so
because they're like the unsung heroes kind of professional wrestling, because they've taught so much in the past 30 years or more.
Nobody's put more people in WWE than Rip Rogers and Al Snow.
And Al Snow,
And people who are marks, all you stupid scum-sucking infidel marks out there who want to say, oh, Rip never made it to WWE and was a champion, and he'd worked plenty of WCW and WWE. He worked every country that had wrestling, and Al Snow, you might know him for the head stuff or what have you. One of the best minds in the history of the business.
Everybody has their place in the show, but it's like I think a lot of these marks, like they just judge everything by notoriety or who had the belt, when some of the best wrestlers ever never were.
Well, there is a reason that they chose Al Snow to do Tough Enough too.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Absolutely.
Rip used to say belts are for guys who can't get over with character, so I'm not sure I had plenty of character, but now I have the belt, so that means I must suck at character, I guess.
Well, that's like my favorite wrestler ever is Bret Hart, and I agree with like 95% of what he says, but I disagree where he said in an interview where, why do they have the agents there training people that never drew money? And I'm like, well, it doesn't matter, you know what I mean? Like, they're the guys who fucking were the utility guys,
Brett wouldn't be Brett without guys to
exactly
to put him over.
Exactly. Yeah. The guys that gave him, just as good a match as he gave them, So I disagree with that. Like guys like Fit Finlay, I don't give a fuck how popular he was or what he drew. You know what I mean? And there was a point where Finlay was a draw, I think.
And who has respect for Rip? If you watch on Twitter, Fit Finlay, Steven Regal, who's the head of NXT now.
The Class A players.
Well, those are
you
the
know?
two exceptions to the marks, though. Those talk about how much they love them and how respected their opinion is, but when it comes to Rip Rogers or somebody like that, it's a whole different story.
Because he wasn't a WWE guy. Yeah, he was a behind-the-scenes guy, so they don't know what they're talking about, you know. Well, yeah, I agree. I totally agree. And there's a lot of unsung heroes in the professional wrestling world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Hamin's worked with most of them.
Yeah, it was during that OVW time in the summer. This time would be cool because now Al's back and owning OVW is Danny Davis.
Yep.
A Nightmare Danny Davis is going to retirement. We would do Six Flags Summer Series shows. And even after WWE started FCW, they would still send guys. So we would do 6 shows at Six Flags in their outdoor arena, and they'd send, some talent to us. And had great matches. I got to work with Mick Foley, Joey Mercury. I learned a lot from Joey Mercury too, man. I got to put his name in the hat. And, Rob Conway made the tag division there kind of in 6 weeks. So it was either sink or swim, and we got to face the Iron Man on 4th of July, which was a great match, even though I got slammed off the top rope to the concrete. That sucked. But, that day, John Cena was the headliner, and he looked at us. He's like, I want to work with those guys. And Danny was like, nope, they've been building the program for 6 months for this flagpole match, or flag on a pole match.
What was his name back then? What was Cena's?
No, he was Cena. He was on top at that time.
Shit, my bad.
He would come down once in a while. So like,
he was the prototype.
Yeah.
But this is 2000.
This is when they were
2008, 2009. He was on top.
Yeah, like main event guys coming in to work with them here and there. Yeah,
so he came out with a Humvee and 12 soldiers. So I was like, shit, there goes my FU for the night. But we still had a great match and tore it down, man. Huge house that night. I think there was like 3,300 people there at Six Flags.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now, you worked with so many people, but like, what do you think was like so far like your crowning like bucket list moment that that you've had?
Yeah, that's pretty easy. Well, I mean, back then at OVW, getting sockoed by Foley was cool because I was always a Foley guy. But really being on Piper's Pit a year before he passed away.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And then during my major war with Dick Justice, after I had kidnapped Jessica Havoc, and he was looking for answers and he got none, and then he got all pissed off and whipped me 19 times with his belt in the town of Water. That was a big one. That got a lot of views, absolutely. But recently, too, a bucket list for me. Since I started, I always get from these goddamn marks, you're not the Iron Sheik, you're not Sabu, you're not Muhammad Hassan. And I've been trying to do something to unite the clans for a while. So just at the beginning of this month and the end of last month, I was able to Muhammad Hassan came out of retirement to face Hacker Hamin, so it was kind of a crazy time. So you never know what's going to happen.
And they put that match on YouTube.
Yeah, I got 70,000.
Yeah.
Well, that was versus Papadon the first night, the first time, and I did the run-in on that, and then we faced it the next show, and crowd was cheering him. I didn't like that. He took the money, he took the payoff, and didn't do what he was supposed to do. So we still have unfinished business, Muhammad Hassan.
Yep.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I think sometimes I feel like he's bullshitting. He was like, I don't know when I'm going to be back. I'm like, you'll be back.
You'll be back when I tell you to be back.
Yeah, exactly. Now, we went over like, who, when you broke in, who broke in, who
I got one last OVW question.
Go ahead.
Like, Did you cross paths with Cornette at all, or did he?
No, that's the one thing. Like, seems like we're opposite end magnets. We're always just missing each other. Like
really.
He left. Like that shit went down with Santino where he slapped him in the face.
Yep.
And WWE said, "Get the fuck out of here." And then I showed up. Maybe 3 weeks after that.
Oh, wow.
Santino gets put on the road. Like he gets the call. I remember that night. And so I do my time that way. And then right as I was about to leave, 2009, I was just like, there's not enough here for me to reinvest another 2-3 years to develop all these guys,
Mm-hmm.
And it was time for me to graduate that level of wrestling college and go apply my trade, which I did at 2CW. So right when I left, he came back again. So, we keep missing each other. But, Rip Rogers' mentality and Jim Cornette are almost the same ideology.
Right.
So,
and they're good friends in real life. I know.
Yeah, and Star Maker Kenny Bolin was his best friend. Even though it wasn't Cornette and I working together, getting to do creative, which I would have liked to, and I missed Paul Heyman too by like 4 months too, and I was a big Paul Heyman guy. And
I personally think Jim Cornette's one of the most brilliant minds ever in professional wrestling. Are you a Jim Cornette fan? I mean,
yeah, I'm a fan. Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I don't like when people go into camps like that because I obviously have the old school mentality for psychology, but I'm also a Vince Russo guy for creativity,
right?
And shock theater,
kind of neutral on that.
Yeah, so good artists create, great artists steal and make it their own. And if you can't take from everybody and turn it into something new, and you're just gonna put yourself in one camp, well, you're missing a whole part of the spectrum.
Right, I almost feel like that's a little bit of Cornette's gimmick at this point, too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. He's gonna play it up that way. There's no doubt about it. He's as carny as they come,
Right. He probably doesn't quite hate Vince as much as he puts on, you know what I mean?
I don't know. He can...
No, Vince I would say, but I know the Young Bucks once did an interview, and they said Corny came up to him, and they were like, oh, what are you talking about? We got the best angle in the business right now. Something like that.
Did you see when Santino got in his face this
year?
Yeah, but I mean, hey, I thought Cornette held his own for being an old guy who's not a fighter.
Yeah, Santino held it back. Santino's a is a legit judo guy who was an alternate on the Canadian.
Sure, if he wanted to fuck him up, he would have. But Cornette wasn't copping no pleas. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, what would it have proved if he did beat him up anyway? Like, oh, you beat up Jim Cornette.
It was kind of corny to even take it that far, really, on Santino's part, because it was old news.
Yeah.
And B, he was hurt. And C, we know that he could fuck him up anyway.
I got to say, Jim Cornette, maybe his $5 face slap even more powerful than mine, because if he hits you in the face, you can get a WWE job the next week.
Right. No, but that whatever was going on that day, that Comic-Con or whatever over there, was kind of a little disruption for a little bit, no pun intended,
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. But, that day with that, so I think, it was a little unprofessional, but hey,
Well, it's professional.
You don't see a motherfucker for 20 years that's been talking shit, so,
Well, he called him on his shit. I mean, there is something to forgive and forget, which I'm not a big fan of, but some guys, you just see their shortcomings and take it for what it is. But he obviously had held on to it for a long time, because he did it in front of his daughter and shit too.
Yeah.
I think is what really stuck to him.
That's probably
and now
what it
Santino's daughter is training. He's got a great gym up there, Battle Arts in Mississauga, Ontario, training MMA, training judo, and actually working with Impact and training guys that way too. Canada's loaded right now with crazy talent.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like my new tag partner, Congo Kong. I can't wait.
Oh yeah, see that's crazy, because I didn't know who the fuck this guy was, right? And I just happened to see him in a match on TNA. I think it was a couple months ago. It was a Monsters Ball match.
Yes.
And it was weird. I was about to bring this up to you, and you were like, "Yeah, I'm tagging with this guy. I don't know if you ever heard of him." And I'm like, "Holy shit!" I just seen him on fucking national television in a Monsters Ball. You don't see that too often nowadays.
No, you don't.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
Well, he's a throwback too, kind of the missing link.
Yeah.
Kamala.
Yeah.
And he's a big son of a bitch. So we're managed by the infamous Jay Moore, and we also have Phil Atlas, who is kind of a CM Punk style wrestler, He's been on Impact.
He's got kick pads.
He's not
kick pads and hand wraps.
But that's our crew right now. Infamous Jay Moore says he wants to make wrestling great again in Canada, so he came to the man, Hacker Hamin, and he's been managing Congo Kong for a while, and now all the locker room shitting their pants. They never know when we're going to run in and do what we want to do and put anybody down. I did it. I took out Cody Deaner. We took out Tyler Turva. Nobody's safe up there. There's a lot of really great wrestlers, but it doesn't matter how great you wrestle once Congo Kong and Hacker Hamin hit the ring.
That's fucking dope, man. That's fucking dope. And what's some of the stuff you got coming up?
Man, I'm on a pretty big tour this summer, so I just did 4 shows in the last week with All Bin, and then the Canada tour with Crossfire, the Megan Brothers Backyard Jewish Spectacular show, and Border Town. But up next, the 14th, Red, White, and Bruised is at Upstate Pro Wrestling in Rochester.
Okay.
Out there, and that'll be a really good show, good time. Those guys are working hard. And then the 22nd, I'm back at Crossfire, because we beat the hell out of some MMA punk who they was supposed to be his honorary night, and I kicked the shit out of him in front of his whole team, and they were pretty upset. So they've been talking a lot of trash at Crossfire, so that's the 22nd. But, let him come in and face-to-face with Congo Kong, and I will see how great your MMA skills are then. And then the 28th, I'm at Buffalo Championship Wrestling facing The War Continues versus
Is that your debut there?
Dick of Justice, yes.
The Dick of Justice.
The Dick of
Yeah.
Justice.
You hear that, Dick Justice? You're the Dick of Justice.
Super Cup Dick of Justice.
Not a big one either.
Now, you're
Then,
working all over the place, man.
Yeah, and then going out for Russo's place out there at Rocky Mountain Pro the 10th and the 11th
Get
of August.
the fuck out of here. Are
it'll
you serious?
Be a good time, man, for sure.
Wow.
Is that like Russo's promotion? Or?
Yeah, well,
Out there in
it's
Colorado,
Matt
you're talking
Yaden's
about, yeah.
promotion, but Russo is the writer and director and whatnot, and they've got their own TV deal now,
Wow.
kind of like how OVW
Yeah,
was.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Maybe 1 million homes or so.
The
Right.
doors keep opening, man. I mean,
It's crazy.
so you got all these places you're going to debut at, and but I mean, in this region, I mean, what are the two main that you work for? Dynasty and
Dynasty
UPW?
and UPW mainly right now, and breaking into Buffalo a little bit more since 2CW, since I crushed 2CW and put them out of business.
Yeah.
Even though there's rumors, in late 2018, early 2019.
Well,
Those rumors
I mean,
have been going on for a couple years.
I have mixed feelings about that. I kind of feel a little dissed as a 2CW fan. That this was kind of almost promised before, you know what I mean, and it never happened, and then you heard about it again and it still didn't happen. So we won't hold our breath on that, but we still got we got Dynasty Pro.
Yeah, Dynasty's
we got
doing
UPW,
great,
Upstate Pro Wrestling. I mean, shout out to Chris Envy and Mike King, and then in UPW you got Hellcat, and all the great talent, you know what I mean?
Colin Delaney's there, Cheech.
Yeah.
A lot
Oh,
of 2CW guys are in the house, there,
Yeah.
so you're always going to
the
get
captain Nick Ando.
all
I
those
love
guys.
the
are-
captain, dude.
Those are the locker room leaders at
And-
UPW.
And you've probably crushed almost all these guys in the ring.
Oh,
haven't
too
you?
easy.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
lightweights.
Okay, all right.
Too easy
Yeah,
for me.
yeah.
Have you ever done any shots at HOH, House of Hardcore?
Excuse me, morons. I have not done any House of Hardcore yet. I was going to try and work for Luke Hawks when he ran the E-Arena down there because I'd like to run the ECW arena. I just haven't seen Dreamer in a while, so I was the time they had the show in Messina, I was doing another one, so I couldn't get up there. I'd like to. Everyone wants to get on House of Hardcore. Yeah, I've worked plenty of shows with Dreamer, so it's just how you present yourself. Everyone
Right.
angling to get a job that way.
Sure, yeah.
And I was also for a while, for 6 months, with Impact as production when it came to doing their web and all that kind of stuff during the Billy Corgan Dixie era. As well.
Wow.
So,
Shit, that's crazy too, because
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
crazy.
NWA now, right?
yeah. So
Yep.
it's crazy. And when I was at that doing the Megan Brothers show, YOLO. Yeah, I'll take a water, moron. Get me something to drink.
See, can you grab a water? Grab me that tall can too, in there, that black one.
What? And now I'm going to botch the spot, but he used to manage Team Canada. Scott Demore. He was actually at that Megan Brothers show in the backyard turnaround. And
Thank you, sir.
praise you, Z. I'll let you live for another week.
I know we got this is our boss over, and he's getting us drinks.
Z, you gotta get the arms to go with that sleeveless shirt. Get on StevieRichardsFitness.com.
That's some dirty shit. Yeah, fucking hey, man. I mean, shit, you're doing big things, man. You're staying busy.
Well, you were doing big things too. You brought Hacker Hamin out to the ring.
That's
with
right.
my
I'm a Hamin guy, man. We're talking about being a Hamin guy. I'm a Hamin guy.
That's right, with my new theme music that you put out.
Oh, dude,
that was a
fucking song
great
bangs,
joint,
man.
Yeah, they were loving it.
It was funny because people were coming up to me before that in there, the locals I knew, and I was like kayfabing it, so to speak, because they were like, "Are you going to do that song?" Because I told a couple of them about it or announced it on Facebook, and I was like, "Well, I don't know, I have no clue, man. It's up to the owner or whatever." So I think they kind of thought, no.
Yeah.
So when I came out, they're like, "Yeah!" I swear to God, they were like, "Yeah," because I came out first. But then what they didn't realize was, hey, man, this, we're not your fucking friends, B. So when I was going out there rapping, I was, flipping them off. The first thing I said, Rome, New York, you ready? All bit. But I said, stand up, you fucking infidel morons, and show some respect to Hamin,
Yeah.
So right then and there, I was, getting booed with Hamin, but it was all good.
Art thought he was all important. He goes, "You want to go out first?" I said, "No, you go out first." And he went, but really, I was just using him as a human shield.
See, I was trying to be courteous, but then I thought about that too. I was like, man, I'm gonna be the first one to get it.
Rated R, meat shield.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Shit. But no, it was still in all, it was a good time. We just had to kind of crush crushed the dreams of all the fans in the front row, thinking it was all good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. To hell with your infidel hand slaps.
That's right. That's right. Wash your fucking hands. No, I'm kidding. So, we're not at the halfway mark, are we? 'Cause I don't want to get into something before we have to shout the sponsors. All right, okay.
Well, no, we don't. We don't. Other than the
right.
Vignetto, thanking the Vignetto for bringing in us our guests.
Oh shit! It's strictly Vignetto. Oh, shout out Vignetto,
well,
man.
no, everyone else is rolling on the feed.
Okay.
Good.
All right. Okay.
They're actually getting more than we normally say.
Because we do
I
this.
actually do have a question.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So Sean asked you about your favorite moment, which was on Piper's Pit. But do you have an actual like favorite match, or like even maybe just like a spot in a match, or?
Yeah.
Like,
I have a couple two things that would stand out. So in OVW days, well, for years, Dean Hill has been the announcer of OVW, and he's kind of got that larger-than-life carnival barker sound, you know? And he was a sheriff for 30 years, retired. But in his family, they've all been lawmen, and they've all had that stupid curly mustache.
Okay.
So everyone knows Dean Hill for having that. So I stabbed him in the head with a giant spike, knocked him out, and then Ali and Serena and I shaved his mustache off.
Oh.
And then I mounted it on a piece of wood like you would deer horns, and I hung it in the locker room, you know. But a lot of people from WWE, including John Cena, wanted that DVD because they'd never seen Dean Hill without his mustache.
Right.
So
Of
that
course.
became like my pay-per-view there. It wasn't all been, but it was called Shave in the Cage after I had already done that. So they conspired against me, but that was a big cage match. So that was a big one. I've been in a couple cage matches, but that was probably in OVW history that will withstand the test of time as a moment there, you know.
Absolutely.
And Dean has not grown back his mustache because his wife got tired of looking at him, and now he's younger and more handsome. So he should thank me.
Yeah, you did the man a favor.
Exactly.
That's right.
You did everybody in the world a favor.
Yeah, and then I beat Tracy Smothers in a dance off at
great.
GCW.
Really?
That was a good time. They weren't ready for my dancing skills. And then to be honest with you, even though it's not a huge name, I just had a really solid match when I was just at Crossfire versus Tyler Turva, who's a very athletic, not old school style, and you never know how my style and his are going to mix, but people seem to be loving that match, so I'm anxious to kind of watch it. But all of my wars, my long-term stuff with Dick Justice or whoever I pick my enemies out to be.
Yes. I saw a lot of your war with Dick Justice in 2CW. That was
a never-ending war.
That was it was a joy to watch. Absolutely.
Oh yeah,
It was
it's never
war
gonna end.
and the AR Fox Colin Delaney war.
Yo, what happened to that cat, man? Have you talked to AR Fox?
He's on Lucha Underground, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
See, I've been slacking, man. I've been slacking.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a guy that's on Lucha and TNA, Pentagon Jr. I'm a
Yes.
real big fan of that guy. I seen a match of him in Austin Aries a few weeks back, and it was actually really good. I'm kind of missing out. You know, I got to brush up.
I think they should bring AR into Impact as well and tag him
Absolutely.
with Desmond Xavier, because Desmond Xavier is kind of the same version of him. So instead of, I don't like when they go, oh, we don't need that guy because we've already got this guy. Well, here's an opportunity to do something even more innovative, you know. And AR, I don't see him working as many indies as he did during 2CW time, and it's not that he can. I'm just not sure why.
Doesn't need to, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, that style, I don't know what shape his body's in. That guy's super athletic. But, you won't catch Hacker Hamin.
I seen him run up a wall and do a backflip on something. It's crazy on the outside, you know. But that's so cool though that they're people are cross promoting here and there. I mean, almost like the smaller feds and some of the indies that they work with or let them wrestle on. It almost seems like we're merging into like almost somewhat of a territory system. Do you think that would be good for the underdogs of pro wrestling?
Yeah, more bookings are always better for guys. You know, you've seen what it's done for me in the last year or two, right? After 10 years, I guess it's, what is it, the 10,000 hour rule, right? And I kind of think I'm probably at about 9,900 hours at this point.
Sure,
It's starting to come together.
But there's other things you want to do, like in the
and I'm doing them.
Though, exactly. So I mean, there's always a job for you. You know what I mean? But what do you also think about? What do you think about like Joey Ryan and the the cock spots and all that. What do you think of that? With the
I think he's making more money than he ever has, doing less than he ever has.
okay, so he's working smart. Yeah. Okay, got
You can lick a blow pop and
Yeah.
rub it in your chest there and stick it in somebody's mouth and have somebody
Oh, that's rotten.
and
That
have
is
somebody
rotten.
grab your junk.
That's like getting a booger in your drink. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's what
that's
he
just
does,
one of the
though.
worst
I mean,
things
that's
in the
what he's
world.
doing. And he's probably making more money than he ever did when somebody said, we want to book you to wrestle. So
What was that thing that they did with Al Snow and Bruce Pritchard on TNA years ago, where they had to kind of like they were being critiqued on the wrestling, and whoever got through to the next, it was almost like an American Idol of wrestling.
Yeah,
somebody said that was a shoot, kind of like in the ring, where they were actually letting him go. Like they, obviously they were in character a little bit, but they didn't really tell him like what they were going to say.
Well, that's not even the real big story. It's Ric Flair when he was there and he was doing the judging, because I know the Blossom twins pretty well, who won or no, they didn't win the contract. It was
Semifinals or something.
What's his name from 205 Live, the new GM, Spud won. Rockstar
Rockstar
Spud, yeah.
So there was another kid who was at OVW. He's a Canadian kid. His name escapes me right now, but when it came down for his time to go forward, he wasn't supposed to win, and Ric Flair was just like, F it. He let the kid go forward. So I don't know if that was Flair trying to get fired or what, but Flair just did his own thing at that point. So
well, that was when it was Hogan and Bischoff were in there too, right? And they were
right.
kind of milking the company for everything they were worth.
Some
Dixie,
people don't learn from their mistakes.
Right. It was WCW all over again.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
these
And
guys
we loved Impact at that time. I mean, it was before that, right before it was dope.
I wasn't even watching WWE at that point.
Dude, it was so dope, and they ruined it.
And all of a sudden, I turned it on, and the six-sided ring was gone, and I shut it off.
Do you think that
Shut it off.
Now, let me ask this: do you think it got ruined solely because of selling it to Dixie Carter, or because she brought in Hogan and Bischoff, or was it both?
A little bit of both, because she never wanted to make the hard decision, so she would hire people who are X names, and so the heat could be on them, but really these guys are master sharks in the ocean wrestling.
Right, they're there for money, baby.
They're going to bleed.
They don't care about it tomorrow as long as they get paid.
Right.
Now, it always seemed like TNA was their own thing, but then when they sold to her or merged with her, it seemed like she wanted to be a generic WWE. You know what I mean? Like, and not saying WWE never copied their shit. They have. We've seen it with the Wyatts and
there was good points with I like the Jay Lethal, Ric Flair, and Machismo impersonation.
That was dope.
Stuff.
Yeah.
The Woo competition.
The Woo competition.
And there was some good shit. There was.
And Samoa Joe and AJ and
in
America's Most Wanted, like they would actually give guys a chance to shine, but then at the same time you'd see Hogan getting his daughter over, and things like that.
Because she had an album out at the time, something.
And it was just like you eat this and Spoon feeds you some salt. Like, there's no reason for that when you have a chance to make guys. Yeah. But then guys like Bully Ray, remade themselves.
Right.
Well, he also transformed his whole appearance and everything.
Absolutely.
And that motherfucker has a hot ass girlfriend. What's her name? Velvet Sky?
Velvet Sky, yeah.
God damn.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's that dad belly he has, dude.
I don't know what it is. Something's going on. Maybe that $2 million in the bank.
It's that WWE 16-time champion money.
Yeah. No, they're awesome though. Whether you like them or not.
They did good with the Knockouts division. My girl ODB was great in there.
I loved ODB.
Yeah,
I love ODB. I don't know why she was never in WWE.
She definitely should have been.
I think it's like with a thing is like she's one of those people like New Jack. They know they can't control them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to crosstalk.
No, that was my bad.
No, it's just certain acts you just wonder why they're not there, but you don't hear that they have heat, and then it's like maybe they're just making too good a living on the independence and like that freedom and not having to work as many nights. But I think it's just maybe they can't control. You can't tame the beast sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But
ODB, she's more like one of the boys than one of the divas. Too,
It's
but
just,
she kicked ass, man. So they did do things differently all the way around, and they had a great production staff. And I like that what they're doing now. If you're not watching now, they did get rid of the six-sided ring again, and they're back to. Well, I mean, here's what
I heard. It's difficult to wrestle.
Here's what Rip would say: it is, but you don't go and You don't go and play baseball on a football field.
Right.
Right.
Fair point.
So,
Right.
like,
You're
stick to what it is and do what it is. It did make.
I also, what do you like better? Do you like the traditional size old school wrestling rings? Or do you like the 20x20 WWE wrestling?
I like 20x20. I'm
Do you?
a big dude. Like you saw,
even though they don't have as much give, you like the
they
more
do
space.
if they're built
okay,
right.
all right, okay,
if they're built
all
right. OVW's ring is fine to bump in, but
I heard the main roster ring is kind of that way because like Kevin Dunn said something about like the sound on TV. So
you mean house shows the ring smaller?
No. I mean like what you're talking about, like with the give
when they
and
film,
everything.
with the mics and shit, right? Is that what you're saying?
Well, just with the give in general. Like I heard he puts blankets like in between the.
They don't
beams.
want that loud boom from
Right,
TV.
right.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
Some people like that shit though. They like that fucking ba-boom.
Oh, the sound.
I don't.
The sound
I
makes
think
it.
it's distracting.
you've seen it enough. You've seen
Yeah.
even this is old super stupid marks of like, oh, it's a trampoline. Like my ass, it is.
No, that's
No
it's
way.
steel.
Those are the cats that say there was
boards.
2 Ultimate Warriors. You know what I'm saying? We don't listen to those type of motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
So I mean, you might have a half inch of foam padding between you and the boards and the steel, and that don't mean shit when you.
That's
get,
right.
When you get
either way, yeah.
When you get super clothesline
Well,
by Hecker Hamin.
I mean, think about
I
this.
like the louder one.
Oh, do you?
I do
that's
too.
cool. That's cool. It's cool, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it is a little distracting. But either way, I mean, you got a person that's over 200 pounds getting dropped over 5 feet.
You know why
onto
a
the
ring
mat.
is really more loud than others is it's more about the stiffness of the boards or the fact that there's a gap between the boards, so they're shifting and they rattle a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So really, you just need to close those half-inch gaps between the boards, which is also unsafe because guys can catch their toe and break.
Is it true that they put a spring in the center of the?
Absolutely not.
Okay, all right, okay. I didn't think so.
No,
Because I have seen
boards,
rings getting put up. So
that's
I
why
don't
they
know.
say, oh, that's like you see these guys doing crazy shit, like taking package pile drivers and stuff on the edge, like outside of the ring. There's no give there.
No.
Like you're dragging it straight on a steel beam at the end of the boards, where a board in the middle is going to flex. That's why you want to bump in the middle. It'll give you just a little bit to absorb. But you saw when Dick Justice hit me with that shoulder block before I kicked the shit out of him. I was pretty close to that edge, man. And when you feel that and your head comes down and there's no give whatsoever, next day my neck was feeling it.
Yeah, well, people give WWE a lot of shit for repeating it over and over. Oh, that's the hardest part of the ring. That's the hardest part of the ring. But it's true though.
Well, the reason they do that too is, and sometimes I don't agree with this, but Al Snow would say you never know when someone's going to tune in for the first time on your show.
Okay.
So that's like sometimes they might billboard something that you just saw a video package for 15 minutes earlier. Well, somebody might not have been tuning in for that. So that's just kind of, you're either going to play to your hardcore audience and just we fucking get it, like anybody listening to this show, or you're going to have to dumb it down for, the aunt and uncle who's tuning in with their nephew for the first time or something.
Right. Okay, that makes a lot of sense too, definitely.
So there's just two ways to look at it.
Did you hear about the car accident with Bray Wyatt? I guess head-on
distracted.
collision.
Or was he getting head while he had a collision?
What's this girl's name?
JoJo.
JoJo Afferman or whatever.
Yeah.
She is fine as a mother.
Yeah, the announcer.
I went to when NXT first went on the road.
Yeah.
It was the second live show they ever did outside the studio, and it was in Albany at the Armory. And I went to see it, and it was crazy. It was like an old school. Just like all been, it was hot as fuck in there. It was dim, but it was, it was dope. You know what I mean? And she was the ring announcer at the time, and man, I got to see her from about 100 feet away. And I'm gonna be honest, when I heard Bray was hitting it, I was surprised. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's another guy like Bully Ray, kind of chalking up for the fact
looks aren't everything. I guess.
But yeah, she wasn't at Raw either, so
he was getting.
There was nothing really on the sheets this week talking about was she in the car or what was going on.
Yeah, of course, which is crazy. Good, thank God she's okay, But you got your WWE Extreme Rules pay-per-view coming up, which will probably be another shit pay-per-view. And we're going to see matches they already gave away on live television.
Right.
But we'll see something new for, I think it's for the first time. It's for the WWE Championship, your boy AJ Styles versus Rusev. It's Rusev
Oh
Day
yeah, I
every day,
forgot
right?
about that match. Okay.
Who do you guys? What do you guys think? Who do you think's going to win?
Okay, everyone, you guys know how much I love AJ Styles.
He's the best.
I fucking want Rusev to win. So
Why?
bad. I don't know, man. I love him.
You think it's his time?
I think.
I don't know if it's his time.
I don't know.
I don't know if he deserves.
I don't know if it's his time right now, but like he's so over.
He is over. He's over.
He's over.
Because they were even wearing his fucking shirts.
He's
that,
over,
all
but
Ben,
how many
tore
champions
the
have
shirt.
been over? But they want the consistency. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They want the safe.
Like,
bet
look how
most of the
over
time.
Ambrose was, and he got the belt, and he was garbage when he had it.
Right.
Garbage.
I wouldn't say Ambrose was ever over, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I love Ambrose.
I
He's over
think
with me.
to an extent,
I've
like,
never been
he's-
huge on him, but I mean, a lot of people like I talked to were just they were in love with him.
None of these guys are Stone Cold or The Rock over. You know what I
Right.
mean?
No,
But they're not even
I don't
John
think
Cena
anyone
over.
can ever
They're-
be that over again.
Ambrose couldn't beat me on my worst day.
Yeah.
I would. No,
Then you got
absolutely not.
your IC title. You got Dolph and Seth for another 30-minute Iron.
That
First
could-
of all, an
that could
Iron
steal
Man
the
match
show.
to me is an hour.
It's an hour.
It is.
Secondly, you gave this away on Raw. Why did you do it?
Because
Yeah.
they've done 2 fucked finishes the past week.
Right.
So now
Well,
you're going to. That's the payoff. Is
I won't even mention last week's Raw was the worst ever. There was 2 different matches that ended with a pull of the tights. There was just repeat spots like in
It's
different
been the same
different
show
matches.
for the past month.
I mean, I don't even need to get into it. Have you seen it and you know wrestling and in-ring psychology? It was
That's
bullshit.
what Russo and I and Stevie say. It's copy paste. They're just
Copy
taking
paste,
the
right.
same script and.
But Jesus Christ, right?
But that match with a finish has the potential to be a show stealer.
That's true. That's true. I mean, if they do it right, you know, if they don't have the 15 false finishes, you know. What
Well,
I
and
mean?
people don't give Ziggler enough credit now either. Like, he used to be super over back in, 2012, 2013.
Yeah.
But it's just, kind of the way he's been booked, really. But it's just kind of,
He's,
don't really give
in
a
my
shit about
opinion,
him
he's
anymore.
the best worker they have on the entire.
Oh, I agree. I
better
love
than
it.
AJ.
yeah, I've been waiting
He's
for him to
better
He's
get
better
good
than AJ?
spots for forever.
Probably better
Yeah,
mat
oh, yeah,
wrestler.
I
know
am
that.
too.
He's awesome.
Think how long he's had a job.
Yeah, that's
Right,
true.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Spirit Squad.
And no one ever
Exactly.
takes that into play. Like Ziggler's been there for 15 years or whatever. It's like he's a locker room leader at this point.
And he wasn't the main dude at any point. Like, they had their eyes
Well,
on
he was
Dykstra.
the heavyweight champ on SmackDown.
No, I mean, during Spirit Squad days. Like, he was kind of get shipped back to OVW and,
it
you
was
know.
all about Kenny Dykstra at the time.
Right,
whatever.
Kenny's another unbelievable talent who's in better shape than anybody
Yeah.
on the
Oh, yeah.
He's
roster
the
right now.
and he's tag team with your homeboy Mike Mondo.
Yeah, and
Yep.
even the guy in OVW who was champ there, out of all those guys we named, Johnny Jeter was the one that they thought was going to be the breakout guy and do more. And Jeter's got a beautiful wife, and they just built a house out in Cali, but he's not wrestling at all right now. So, and not that he couldn't come back and do it, but everybody thought he was going to be the one to be like the Dolph Ziggler spot down the road. So every guy I don't know about Mitch. I don't know where he disappeared to, but of the other 4 that I know, all of those guys could be in that Dolph Ziggler spot. They're all that good
They're all
at
that
being
good,
in-ring generals, can make anybody
I want to
look
see
great.
your boy Mike Mondo do a
I beat
Indies
him.
tag with Joey Mercury there. I think that would be a good tag.
Mercury can go too, man.
I mean, they're right about the same size and shit, you know, and I just think it would be a great team. You got the SmackDown Women's Championship, Carmella versus Asuka. Why? I don't know why it's spelled. It's like Asuka. You always want to say Asuka when you read it, you know?
It's just the way.
That's kind
say
of,
stuff.
I don't know. That's a little wishy-washy for me. Who do you think's going to win that one, Garrett?
I don't know.
You don't even care.
I feel
huh?
like
don't
they
even
should.
care.
I don't know. I feel
don't.
like they'll
I'm
give it-
looking forward to Roman Reigns and Lashley, though. I am, because I want to see how well they work together. They've never worked together. It's a new match.
Yeah, I
You know
think
what
Carmella
mean?
and Asuka. I would keep it on Carmella to build to SummerSlam. In the Heat, you just got Ellsworth back. There'll be some shenanigans with that.
Right.
You know, as far as all that goes. But yeah, Lashley finally this past week looks how he should have debuted.
Oh, absolutely.
But they did all that shit with Sami Zayn and ruined him out of the gate. He came out of Impact being with American Top Team, having Dan Lambert and Colby Covington, who was the biggest heel in UFC lately, right? And they bring him in and they're,
Comes into
they're
Bobby
ribbing him like
Sisters.
dumb shit. Right?
What do you think about Shinsuke getting demoted down to the United States Championship spot.
Maybe he was.
I mean, it's not a demotion in a match. It's Jeff Hardy.
Still on crutches from getting bit by a police.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's crazy, right? How he had to have crutches from that.
Does anybody know what happened in that situation?
I guess there was
exactly?
something where there was. I don't know if it was called in.
Well,
or whatnot, but they brought the
dog's
back
racist. He doesn't like Japanese people.
Yeah, can't blame him there. But it's just
and yeah, fuck it. Who knows, man? They might be like, well, he's not cleared to wrestle. Sorry, people. You know, they do shit like that. Let's see. We got the Bludgeon Brothers versus Team Hell No. That's kind of cool. You know.
Yeah, but even you thought Raw was bad. The way they went off with SmackDown was terrible.
Pretty shitty. Yeah.
Because they've already flipped Daniel Bryan back to Team Hell No of how he was, like with an anger management problem, and they did no build for that whatsoever. So now he's. Instead of comeback underdog Daniel Bryan, he's this Daniel Bryan from 2012. And like you're saying, what if you're not you're a new wrestling fan? You're accustomed to him this way. You're not going to know why he's acting like that just to get it over.
Right. Why Kane just came out and he just hugged it out with him.
Yeah,
right.
No
and
reason.
You know,
and how convenient they're doing the doctor spot Raw with fucking Haley and Sasha. Bailey and Sasha. Fucking seen them a million times with them anyway, so fuck them.
Well, I mean, I guess
you feel like it's all like both of the main roster shows are falling. How do you feel? I think they're falling off. But how do you feel about like NXT? Like, what do you think?
Well, the way they present it, and for the supermarks who want to get guys over, like that's their whoever you want to like pretend they're like ROH Young Bucks, right? So, but it's kind of smoke and mirrors because the only reason NXT is over, in my opinion, and guys are busting their ass. Don't get me wrong, but it's because it's on the network, so it's got worldwide coverage.
Right.
To me, it's just OVW. When they go
on
out
TV,
when they go out to do house shows, what's their draw? You know,
right. It's not that much.
It's 150 to 250 people.
Right.
Now you see them at Takeover, and there might be 6,000 or whatever because
all the fans are there for the pay-per-view.
Right,
anyway.
exactly.
Well, it's the Barclays too.
It's the deception, but their arena is smaller than OVW. So an OVW sellout is more than an NXT sellout, which they do on their Saturday night specials. But OVW only has Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana, and some Tennessee coverage for about 1.2 million households availability. So the only difference
they're getting a crazy rub.
Is they're getting that. So, but people think they're superstars now. Take a Cien Almas. What the fuck have they done with Cien Almas since he came?
Oh, they haven't done anything.
Nothing.
With him. Right.
Like what have they done with the Iconics? Brought them up, and now they're.
I'm looking forward to that UK tournament.
They cut a couple.
So
they even wrestle.
They're not over.
I want to watch that UK tournament. I think I think I missed it, but
and then they even bring up the guys who were the merch sellers in Big Cass and Enzo, and that ended really well for everybody.
Yeah, dude.
It was really
but you
dumb
know
to
what,
split
though?
them
We've
up.
talked about
whether
that.
you like Enzo or not, he fucking had the whole Times Square shut down full of fans. He's got a few million views on his video. I mean,
he's making the most out of his hustle.
The guy is over, man. And
but
but
you heard him on Stone Cold. And it's like revisionist history of like where he wants to act like he's above.
On that.
He wants to act like he's above shit. It was like, I don't play into wrestler court.
Yeah.
I don't do this. That's because you would get eaten alive. You're not respected by your peers. I don't have to change with them. It's not that you have a private dressing room. It's that your ass got thrown out of the locker room for being a mark for yourself.
Well, I think he thought because
he should have to have that Wu-Tang tattoo burned off his arm.
He tried to take the Ultimate Warrior approach, but the thing is, he's not the Ultimate Warrior. You know what I mean? So you can't just be like, hey, you know what? I'm not going to participate. You know, it doesn't work like that. You're kind of going into a culture.
What I don't get is how you can fail upwards. That's the difference in WWE from the time. The time, I was there. You got all
he
this
should
heat.
be ruined right now. Right?
They would take you off TV, not make you a major mouthpiece. But that's Vince.
I think it's cool if you're like, well, I was just doing it more for the entertainment and love of wrestling. But you got to at least play by the rules here and there. I mean, it's not your business; it's their business. You're in it. Yeah. And like you said, that's a good way to put it. Failing upwards. That's crazy because you get that negative stigma, and he should be buried right now. Last two matches on that card though, I'm really looking forward to the Deleter of Worlds versus the B Team.
Maybe.
If Bray makes it,
B Team have been doing really well for themselves,
but it's cool because they're brothers in real life. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but are the B Team doing well for themselves? I mean,
I think so.
Here you have a comedy gimmick, which you can always go from a lowbrow character to a highbrow character to transform, sure. But how long have these guys been around, and what level of worker are they? You're IRS's son and your Mr. Perfect son. Would you say B Team is getting max value out of either?
No,
no. I definitely
I'm just
agree.
looking at it like, hey, it's something.
Yeah, it's a step
Give
up
them
from where they.
something.
Yeah, it's a step
Give
up.
them
from
a
where they
table
were.
If you have Mr. Perfect's kid and that's the best you can fucking do,
I know.
you should be taken out back, lined up against the wall and shot.
Yeah.
Like,
Old Yeller style.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
shit.
It's- that's pathetic.
Last one, Braun and Kevin Owens in a cage match. I mean, we've seen so much of this back and forth between them for so long, and I feel like there's never, they're not. Oh, there's more matches? Oh, God. Who cares about Sasha and Bayley?
Dude.
No, I don't know if it's pre-show, but I'm just looking at CBS
right.
Sports, but it's crazy why this is on CBS Sports, but who cares about Sasha and Bayley? I don't care about
No
Bayley
way
and
Jose
Corbin.
gonna do.
Yeah. That's at the bottom of my list. But yeah, how many more minutes we got? We got
like
5
5. So I got to say right here on some of these comments, I got to say controversy seems to follow you wherever you go.
Yeah.
Why people are talking shit?
Oh yeah, we got our boy Zach on here trying to talk some shit, and then we got Jeff Halsey on here coming to your defense saying Ben's the man.
Yes.
Ben is the man.
Zach,
We
you're
got-
less than nothing to me, moron.
Well, they
drink,
better-
drink, text, and drive, you idiot.
I forgot we were live. They better have been some people telling me I'm the best rapper in Central New York. I mean,
Yeah. And we got Bob Staff on here saying heels over strong.
That's right. Heels over strong all day long,
strong.
Steph.
we do a top 5 dead or alive, like how in hip hop we do that with every guest, right?
All right, y'all.
And we had your boy Jason Massey here, and it was funny because I think he has something for blonde guys because he had Jericho, Perfect, Michaels, and
I can't remember who
Nick
else.
Ziggler or something, but his 5th was Big Boss Man. It was
Yeah,
so like,
Big Boss.
but that's cool, because it's like
No.
he's not just going by what's popular to
Oh,
say.
absolutely.
Right.
Mine changes because it's like there might be somebody newer, or it might be like between 15 different wrestlers that I wrote. It's hard to decide. I always got the same core 3. Hamin, what is your top 5 dead or alive? Your unbiased opinion.
Man, Perfect's got to be in there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Macho Man's probably in there as well.
Yeah.
I'm a Brett guy as well.
For the actual wrestling.
Chris Benoit.
Yes,
Oh,
I
shit.
agree 100%.
And I might even have to go with Owen Hart, to be honest with you.
Okay,
There as well,
that's what it was. Owen Hart was
was
his
Owen
other
Hart.
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which those are great.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. They are some of the best ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But when you're coming to the promo side of it, Roddy Piper and Jake Roberts of that era, there's
That's
nobody
right.
who can touch
There's
them.
so many. That's why it's hard.
It's hard.
Give me what's your top 20?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Top 20 would be much easier.
I love
'Cause, like,
Harley Race, but I love Bret Hart.
Yeah.
Right.
But Guerrero and Undertaker and Scott Steiner to me
Right.
is so underrated because he invented his own moves. He was a legit shooter, even though he didn't have good linguistics. That was his whole thing.
That's kind of good though. I
he
like
cut
that.
a good,
right?
a good promo. It's shit like that. Anthony, what was your top 5, man? I forgot. I don't think we
My
ever
top
asked you
5.
this.
Okay, so you guys are gonna laugh at me for this one, but the very first person
Punk.
I ever got,
Actually, he was a good wrestler.
the very first person I ever got into at wrestling when I was like 7 years old was Steve Blackman.
Okay.
I love the karate gimmick
for
at
sure.
that time, and for some reason he just clicked with me. RVD's definitely up there.
He's the man.
Again, Benoit. Benoit's got to
Oh
be on
God,
there.
you guys.
Why you don't like
He's
Benoit?
exiled. He's
No,
exiled. I
he
got
ain't
rid of the
exiled.
DVD and everything.
You
I'm a
should've told
dad,
me,
so I
would've bought
don't
it.
do the kid killers.
That's a conspiracy though.
So yeah, 2 more.
could
I
be.
mean,
I'm
Guerrero would have to be on there. Lie, Cheat, and Steal was amazing. His finishes, was his match with Angle at Mania where he
Angle's
loosened
up
the
there.
boot and he got out of the ankle lock. That was amazing.
Angle and Brock got to be in there somewhere too. I mean,
Brock, really?
Yeah, man.
I'll tell you what, though. To me, Brock's the only dude that, personally, I think got worse. Because when you watch Brock's matches from the early 2000s to the mid 2000s, he had great matches, he was new.
I don't think
he
he's-
was only a few years in the game.
I think he got.
and my
I
man
think
was
he got
having
smarter.
classics.
I think he got
Yeah,
smarter.
yeah. I don't think he
I understand
necessarily.
that.
He's not necessarily doing the Joey Ryan Cox spot, but it's
No.
kind of the same thing.
Right.
I
yeah,
get
no,
it
I
because he is a name and he doesn't have to, but I don't think he could work at that caliber anymore.
Actually,
and I don't think age has nothing to do with it. I think it's just lack of interest.
You know, the number one for me is, and I was 8 years old when I met him, is definitely what got the sickness for me was Andre the Giant. Once you stand next to him, and
what'd you think of that documentary on HBO? I thought it was
very
phenomenal.
good, man. I thought Hogan shined on it, you know. And
I felt like he kind of was starting to make it about himself, but he did bring it to the promised land. You know, like, well, this is why I'm saying this. I was like, oh, okay, never mind, Hogan. I'm okay with it.
I like Big John Studd back in the day too, man. John Studd was. I like that how John Studd was.
We're 80s babies, East Coast WWF.
Except for him, he's
I'm a 90s baby.
Yeah, he's a lot younger than we are.
I'm 70s.
I didn't realize how much
technical, but you were still a kid in the 80s.
Right.
But 70s was dope. 70s is underrated. You know, they said, oh, the fucking wrestling was slower. And like, listen, man, Bruno Sammartino.
Sammartino was the most over thing back in that day.
Mad Dog Vachon, Ivan Koloff, superstar Billy Graham, Haystacks Calhoun. You guys need to do your history.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, Zach, you stupid infidel moron.
There's a whole network there. And they're putting Mid-Atlantic on the fucking network. You could learn something. You could learn something about real wrestling. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, I think we covered everything we needed to cover.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for
all praises due to Ben Hamin.
Praising us with your
presence.
Yes.
Praise Ben.
Allahu Akbar. Vignetto. Get over there, get yourself something in the Vignetto, and let them know the Disruption Network and Hacker Hamin has sent you. Drop my name, you might get 15% added to your bill. Yes.
That's awesome, man.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.
Boom.
Peace.
Get excited. It's the Electric Company Reunion Party Friday, July 20th at Wakely, 700 Varick Street. That's right, 700 Varick Street, the old EC. We're getting the gang back together, and we're partying old EC style. Peter Prince and Moonboo Lover will be providing the live entertainment. It's only a $5 cover at the door. Live broadcast from the D, raffles, games, prizes, and a few special announcements we're going to be making on this night. Get excited, because you know there ain't no party like an EC party, because an EC party don't stop. Friday, July 20th at Wakely's. See you there.
The Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley was born when 3 top producing agents with over 25 years of combined experience selling real estate joined forces to take real estate to the next level. We practice with honesty, integrity, and the knowledge to help make the buying and selling process easy and stress-free for all of our clients. We pledge to always make our clients our top priority from start to finish and even after the house is closed. We will always be a valued resource for information and assistance for our buyers and sellers. Our customers over the years have become not only past clients, but great friends. As we join hands together as the Property Sisters of the Mohawk Valley, we look forward to serving our clients and our community and making a positive difference. You can reach us at 315-601-9630 for all of your real estate needs.
Hi, this is attorney Nick Pasalacqua. The team of attorneys I have assembled at Pasalacqua & Associates has been carefully hand-picked to include the best trial attorneys in the particular areas of the law that we practice. Have you been charged with DWI or any other crime? Members of our team include former assistant district attorneys, now fighting to protect your rights 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Have you or someone you love been seriously injured in a motor vehicle accident? Members of the team at Pasalacqua & Associates include former insurance defense attorneys, now fighting to ensure that you get every penny you're entitled to. If you need legal help quick, don't waste your time or money calling anyone else. Remember, for legal help quick, you better call Nick and the team at Pasalacqua & Associates. 315-500-NICK or 315-500-6425 or visit cnytriallaw.com today.